I'm just saying, like the little robot in the beginning of Pacific Rim 2, it was cute. I thought it was cute. I don't know. Hi, everybody. Welcome to All Nerds Here. This week we've been away for a bit. For those of you following along, playing the drinking game, is Kevin employed or not? Take a shot. He's not.
Starting strong. Setting that tone, baby.
It's welcome to the show. Welcome to the circus.
Give us jobs.
AAPI want a job.
Shit.
We should have had a little text.
It
bubble.
really does feel like a hate crime for you both to be unemployed.
Y'all ever
is.
be get laid off in the month recognizing your people?
Oh, it's so funny. Holy
Times
shit.
2.
A month out from Pride.
Maybe don't get hired for anything real quick. Just
Right.
give it a minute to be
Just
safe.
give it a minute.
Things that aren't homophobic but feel like they are.
Capitalism.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, arguably.
but that
Arguably.
Oh my god.
Welcome back to another issue of Varsity Hues, a actual play with all people of color and queers. If you're looking for them, you found them. This is the diverse casting everybody wants.
Kevin's losing.
This is issue 2 of 2 of Green-Eyed Monster. I think that's the green-eyed euphemism I used last time. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Last issue, we saw our little kiddos, Rodasi, Manny, Fliodhas and Tanvi, doing some community service while their teacher was on a date. And they were cleaning up some graffiti, and then the city got attacked, and then they had a conflict of interest. Like, we were told we shouldn't go, but we want to go, and then there was literally a rift in the party, as 2 of them decided to go and save the people, and 2 of them decided to not. But
Oh
still
yeah,
did
we
some
were in the
good
middle of a
stuff.
fight.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I remember the end of the session.
Fliodhas and Tanvi went off to fight a big kaiju monster, an explicit ripoff of Shin Gojira.
Yeah.
Just big chicken that shoots lasers. And Manny and Rodasi stuck around to direct traffic and meet some old flames and
Oh yeah.
you know. It's
Yeah.
I'm sure it was a lot more dramatic than that. I'm sure that we could punch that up in post.
Rescued an old flame from a car crash that was
Yeah.
being driven by an enemy.
Yeah, finding out that Lila, the potential love interest of one of our characters here, also arch nemesis of another who's not present, is daughter to a member of a prejudiced
Thank you.
cult
Yes.
that's not a stand-in for white supremacy.
I mean, they're probably racist too.
Right.
Like I feel like it's
They
not
they
too
can
far
have
of a
multiple
loop.
ists.
yeah.
Yeah.
Their hate can be complex.
Those debuffs stack.
Y'all think you got the hops for that conclusion?
I don't know. Yeah, all of a sudden we learned that this guy very big advocate for helping out, for equity, you know what I mean? All these other things.
Right.
But if you
Volunteering at a shelter.
No,
for
we're not doing an
trans
X-Men
youth.
90s cartoon. They
Yeah.
are all white. They are all ists.
Oh, good.
We are not making the fuckers a diverse group.
oh my god.
Making the villains inclusive.
Oh my god.
The closest they'll get is like they found a Spaniard.
Oh my god. They still believe that Italians aren't white.
Right. I'm not white. I'm Italian and
Italian
German.
and
Just like Lady Gaga.
Oh my god.
Just like Ariana Grande.
Holy shit.
And that is where we're going to cut back in. Not on the big fight happening, not on the city endangering stuff. We're going to cut back in on this.
Put on Ariana Grande?
Where
Stir the Ovaltine?
Wait, Kevin,
Lila
what's
with the
the
very Ariana Grande high pony, like
Uh-huh.
knocked unconscious in Manny's arms,
Right,
standing,
yes.
like, holding Manny, holding her, like, in, I believe Manny was in big form at the time.
Was in big bat form, yes.
Yeah, and Rodasi is like holding back her father, who was about to go ape shit and like is like got a fucking military close cropped haircut, white tee and jeans with like a red button on his starched t-shirt collar because he starches his t-shirts apparently.
Amazing.
T-shirts.
Who is
That's
this man?
hateful.
Who the
Yeah.
fuck is this man?
He creases the two lines into the t-shirt so it looks like it's brand new from the store.
He creases like all the fold lines.
This is a very straight.
Does he
this
keep
is-
a pack of like Pall Malls tucked into the sleeve?
The writing team really wanted to put that in, but then they said the censorship board just wouldn't allow it. Just like,
Yeah, Joe Camel was a whole thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, Avatar got a bunch of flack for Sigourney Weaver smoking. Like, it's all. This comic's gonna get Avatar money. Like,
topical. Hey Kevin, what's the cover of today's issue? Sorry, just to ask real quick.
that's a good question. Today's cover is well, it's
I really fucked you here.
Good, get revenge.
you know what? Today's cover is a draw your own cover issue. It's just a
Oh.
blank white sheet.
Oh my fucking god.
That's really good. No, there's some dots, and you have to like connect them, but they're not numbered or anything.
Yeah, there's
And we'll learn at the
there's
end
four
of the
different
session-
variants, and then you just draw one of the heroes. It's like the connect the dots thing. There it is.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
That's cute.
That's
Yeah.
very cute.
And it also like markets to collectors and makes some money by selling 4 issues.
Yes,
usually it's
that's
one.
it.
And it only cost them like a nickel to put a bunch of dots on a one page.
Yeah, but the head writer seemed to was like laid off recently, and they needed to save some money.
That's the best part about us coming back from a hiatus is we can also just make this diegetic for like the comic line. 'Cause we're
Yeah.
like, no, yeah. They just sort of like printed the same issue like a couple times in a row because they ran out of.
Yeah.
There was the artists were on strike for a week.
We made
Oh my
a lot of
God.
tweets being like, "We're sorry. We know everybody's waiting."
If there's any continuity errors, that is fully canon.
It's
We
fully
we
canon.
promised we wrote the whole thing. It's just the shipment got lost in the Suez. It's just
That's what it is.
Yeah, it was on the Ever Given.
One of our characters has a different hair color now. Never mentioned.
Never mentioned.
All of a sudden they're all left-handed.
This is great.
This is fantastic masks content.
Yeah.
The
This,
kind of stuff you're only gonna get on this channel.
see, if everyone listened to me and we just did the pre-show chatting, we'd get this out of the system.
We just did.
We did it.
What do you call the
This
last 10 minutes?
This is pre-show.
No, but it could be not like
No, I don't.
It could
You're saying
be
this is
more
too relevant.
intentional.
y'all didn't see like 2 stops back when I tried to get us back on track.
No, I did.
Y'all got really hung up on the dude creasing his shirts.
It's really good.
We
It's a good bit.
had
It sells
questions.
the character.
He grabs a stick and like it's not a big threatening stick, but it's still a stick. It's
Yeah.
and like he's at least gonna like
Is it like a bit
Swi-
of rebar?
he's gonna stroke his ego or something. No, it's not. It's
Ew.
not like rebar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's literally just a stick.
Just debris. Okay.
Yeah, like a branch from a felled tree.
Like to a
Because there
normal
is
person.
one in the like we're on the street, right? There's
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
and
the
there's
it crashed
shit
into like the brush on the side. Yeah.
right. Just
Rolled over.
grabs the branch and brandishes it.
To a normal person, it'd be a threat. To y'all, it's nothing. It gets a joke.
Right. Manny is still holding Lila and like I think just like turns in the panel so that he's just looming over this guy. So he's backlit with the flames from the crashed like oil tanker or whatever it was, and just like has the shadows, and it's his big glowing lime green eyes with his big purple war bat form, holding
War
her
bat.
like very tenderly, like
Oh.
protectively, and just a little speech bubble proportionate to his giant frame is like, "Come on now, what do you think you're gonna do with that?"
Uh-oh.
Good.
Oh, I want to know his reaction. I think what's is Rodasi is like kind of waiting, like is kind of like in between this. I think. So I want to see what the two of them kind of have to say with each other.
He's running up and about to try and hit Manny.
Oh, okay, cool. Then I'm gonna like stop. I'm gonna like grab his arm, right? Like I
Sure.
think it's like the panel of him charging, and then
Yeah.
like you just see an arm grab, and it's Rodasi like, please. I'm trying to figure this out. Like she's putting on ears, right? She's like, I have to be here. You're a civilian. There's a lot of confusion happening right now. Please find safety. We are here to help. Like she's really just trying to get this guy out of here, right?
You know what he's gonna do? I think the panel like looks at you like grabbing him, and it like shows like he's got a pretty serious head wound, like on the back of his like
Uh-huh.
his skull. Like it's like bleeding. It's like on the back of his t-shirt. It's not like obvious from the front. It's like Rodasi sees it. Manny might not.
Yeah.
And he's gonna swing wildly at you. Like you suddenly grabbed him, and he's just gonna swing at you.
I think
And
it
you're
would
not like
be-
super powered. Right? You're not like super strong or like super, like
I'm invincible.
you're
so-
invincible. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
It
unless
helps.
you.
I think it'd be dramatic if it just cracks over me. And,
Yeah,
like,
it
I
just
I'm
love that. Yeah.
unfazed.
cracks
Yeah.
across your face. We get like a big close up of like it breaking in your face, like the
Yeah.
splinters and everything.
Just like I think like even there's probably like a shot to shot, but it's a panel to panel, like
Yeah.
maybe it's right next to each other of like Rodasi's uninjured face
Yeah.
after a direct attack, and then like his very injured, like like this like stark difference of like he is fragile and I am not. Like there's
Yeah.
this big difference in
I think it
our
even
vulnerability.
like continues like if like in the next panel it's like it's shown that like he swung and like wasn't expecting the swing to just go through and like break it like bounce off, so like he kept spinning and like he's tumbled onto the ground. It's like you're standing still and he's like on the ground.
I think looking at still kind of looking at him, and Rodasi's face is cold, but her words are civil at best. Is without like looking at Manny or something like that, I'm gonna say Manny. Oh, sorry. What's Manny's hero name again?
Kamazats.
Kamazats. Warman. Kamazats. Is she all right? Like, is she all right, or does she need medical attention?
Manny looks down and kind of examines. She was like unconscious, right?
Yeah, she's like fully unconscious since you got on the ground.
Yeah. I think I have an idea. So he looks back and he's like, "She's out cold. We have to get her to a medic."
Okay. I have a semantics question. So, my symbol of authority move is when you give an NPC an order based on authority they recognize. Does recognize mean like they know who I am, or is it also like a they have to, I don't know, like respect me in a degree, right?
I think they have to respect you to a degree.
Okay, so because I'm assuming it wouldn't really trigger on
I don't necessarily know about
him.
respect, because like
respect. It's like I
villains
don't.
don't respect Superman per se, right? But when he shows up and has the S, like, oh,
Yeah, I was thinking that like for supervillains because they fear Superman, and I guess like they would know. Like I guess like fear isn't like a you respect the power of
Right.
Orbital, so
Right.
like that could be
Because
okay.
yeah, like would he recognize Orbital's authority?
Yeah.
Is I guess kind of the question I'm asking.
You would recognize your power certainly.
your power, absolutely.
All right, so I want to ask, like, I think, like, okay, she's out cold. Sir, you are hurt. Your daughter is unconscious. My associate here is going to carry her to the medics, to the first aid, whatever, first responders. And if you can stand, I would say follow him. You need to take care. You need to think about your daughter right now and your own health. Please go. It's like the order is please go to the medical pavilion set up at the end of the block.
The stipulation is the person you command actually recognizes and understands your authority, so it doesn't work on like robots or aliens who don't understand you or haven't heard of you.
Right.
But it triggers on enemies who know of you but hate your legacy. They recognize your authority even if they loathe it and choose to ignore it as much as possible.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, the robot and the alien thing was what I was kind of thinking, where I was like, what if they don't fucking
Right.
care?
If they're like
Right.
outside of your culture.
Right.
Yeah. Like, does this person not fucking care about Orbital? But this feels like that.
Somebody from like Nicaragua might not respect your authority because like they have their own superheroes. They don't know your
Right.
local.
They don't know who I am.
Your Orbital? Who cares?
Who gives a fuck?
You're
okay.
not Estrella or whatever.
Right.
We have our own space heroes.
I love that. I'm gonna. So I'm rolling for symbol of authority.
Yeah.
I have a 3 to
So-
savior. It's what
Mhm.
that's all been building up to. A lot of label shifting. On a hit, you choose one of them. They do what you say. They get out of your way. They attack you at a disadvantage, or they freeze. On a 10+, I also take +1 forward against them.
Ooh.
So you still have a lot of leeway in this, but
Mhm.
I've given you. Please
So you
take
got
care
a
of
hit.
your daughter and head to the medical pavilion.
So you got to hit.
I got a hit. I got a
Okay.
roll.
He reaches like he's on the ground, reaches for his ankle, pulls out like a little pea shooter.
God damn it.
All right. We're
Yeah.
doing this, huh?
Oh.
Okay. Manny sees that, because these huge, big eyes.
Yeah.
And I think holding, carrying her, Lila, over his shoulder, just like shoves. No, he puts her down delicately,
Uh-huh.
and then immediately with like intense speed like blinks forward, and wraps his whole body, like his giant bat wings, around this guy. So he's the only thing that this guy could shoot. And he's like being enveloped, like swallowed whole by his bat face, so that his whole, like his giant bat head is the only thing he can see. And it's like,
You will put that down, and you will take care of her. Or I will make you regret every decision that has led you to this moment.
And you're saying this like like it's only like
I'm
you
swallowing
and
him whole, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I
The
think
page
like
is
the,
just, like,
the
darkness
artist is
in
drawing
Manny's
this
face.
like the way that Manny was wrapped up in the Earth Ball by Tanvi. So it's like
Ooh.
you can see nothing except like the hint of fur and this giant bat face.
yeah.
So I'm trying to trigger Be the Monster. When I intimidate, frighten, or cow others with my monstrous form, roll plus freak.
That's what you're doing.
That's what I'm doing. It's a miss.
Oh no!
Yeah. On a miss, they react with violence, hatred, and paranoia, and you suffer the brunt of it.
Seems reasonable in this
Yeah.
case.
That fits.
Yeah.
Set yourself up for that. So.
I mean, let me just double check something real quick.
I mean, you can shoot me. I don't care.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. I was just like, is that?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So if he does that,
Yeah.
right, then I think as soon as the gunshot, like I'm sure his face is like just pure terror or hatred.
Mhm.
As soon as the bullet flies out, I'm gonna mark my doom track because I have my doom signs.
Yeah.
To activate infinite powers.
Okay.
And gain invincibility.
Perfect.
Or regeneration. Because I can use
that's
anyone's ability.
grotesque.
That's even better. That's because
Yeah.
I'm the transformed. I'm a
Yeah.
fucking nasty little dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the bullet pops in, like Manny stumbles backwards, and I think it's a big moment, right? The panel
Mhm.
is him like kind of looming there, this huge monster, you know, taking up most of this long panel, and then this guy with the gun in the
Yeah.
like, perfect shooter stance,
Yeah.
smoking, and like a little thin trail of green blood
Yeah.
like comes out of Manny's chest, and there's a close up on his face, where like for a second we kind of see the 15-year-old underneath the monster form, as he looks down at his chest, and then it cuts to the chest. There's the gunshot wound, small panel, and then the next panel, the bullet just like slurps out. And the wound heals over.
And then we cut over to Fliodhas, who's having a little huddle behind some rubble
Oh, that's
with
right.
Tanvi and Sun Wukong and Mr. Menace, and Orbital has not shown up to this little huddle. Did you know?
Is the other the kid? The fuck is his
Yeah.
name?
TV Kid.
No, not TV.
No, the like
my
orbital to be,
Oh
Jude.
yes.
who is
yeah.
the one leading this, right? If I recall correctly.
No, I believe Fliodhas was the one. Or no, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
because
right.
they were like
He-
the strategic mastermind.
Judicial, the
Yes.
the actual inheritor to the orbital title. The the
Actual-
orbital apparent.
That's,
The orbital apparent.
that's
Yeah.
really good.
Orbital region.
Has like called flows over because there was such like chaos and like shit was not going well because like people were attacking and like there was a lot of collateral damage, like some acid blood, some buildings knocked over, that kind of thing. Other orbital, Rodasi's sister orbital, it's like in a building in some rubble somewhere trying to get out, trying to wake up.
Her name is Seni, by the way, if you forgot, for the audience. Because Kevin remembered. The
Yeah, of
audience
course.
doesn't.
Heaven knows all.
There's
See,
too
the
many
audience-
orbitals is kind of an issue
It's on
here.
his
Which is why
DM.
I gave the relation.
Right.
You wanna take over, Vid? You can GM if you want.
No.
No.
I'll
You
just
wanna-
move some cameras.
No.
I could be a shitty teenager with entitlement issues.
The goblin
when-
pulls out a
when-
gun.
When she,
This is my game now.
Speaking
So
of which,
Jim
I
is called
think. Oh, go ahead.
No, please, after you.
I think Fliodhas is very like, you know, she's been winning. She's been cutting big chunks out of this thing with her new cool sword that Tanvi made.
Uh-huh.
So she's kind of giving a like, what are we doing here? Look to the strategist, and just says like, This better be more worth my time than cutting more giant pieces off of that thing, because you might have noticed I cut a bunch of giant pieces off of it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He's like falls
Hell yeah.
behind you as an example. Wait, where's
Yes,
he?
yes, you cut off pieces, but like you see the blood is like there's a lot of structural damage happening, and these buildings, if we don't like be a little bit more careful with that, they're going to collapse in on themselves and cause a lot more danger, and they're going to fall on each other and then ripple out, and there's consequences beyond the immediate. And yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I think there's like a trickle of the acidy blood is like running down
Yeah.
her face. She kind of like licks it off, and she's like,
Oh.
"Oh," and it's like sort of you hear like a slight sizzling. She's like, "Huh? Oh, that is acid blood. You guys aren't set up for that. I really would have thought you'd have like acid-resistant cities in like an advanced civilization."
Are y'all set up for?
Yeah, it's pretty stead. I like sort of tip my head up at the spaceship still ominously hovering over the city. Is it still there, or is it somewhere else?
No, yeah. It is
Yeah.
there. Yeah. And
Yeah, no,
They didn't-
we're set up for acid rain, blood rain, magma rain. We get all kinds of rain. You mostly get water rain on Earth. I don't know. It doesn't. It just seems like it makes you weak.
blood looks at Tanvi. Blood rain?
Yeah, the fascist vampires. It was on the PS2.
I mean,
They didn't
just
like work out the exchange, and like we didn't get that from y'all. No.
You wanted them to bring blood rain here?
No, the like I don't know,
The tech.
the super steel. I don't know. What,
Tanvi just like looks over and she's like, "All right, come on. I don't
So you
really
do,
want
like,
to sit
rocks,
here
right?
during your philosophical thoughts about blood rain."
so points at Tanvi. You do rocks. Yeah.
Tanvi just like makes like a bunch
And-
of weapons very quickly. Yeah, I do rocks.
You do rocks. Flo points at Flois. You are strong.
And I jump high, and I look good
And-
doing it.
And she jumps high. Great. Mr. Menace is Mr. Menace. And
Wait, I don't know what does Mr. Menace do?
the Mr. Menace like sort of just like puffs out his chest, does like the bodybuilder titty like jiggle thing, and then the chest opens up and he's got like rocket launchers in his chest, and his
Fuck
arms
yeah.
open up, he's got like Gatling guns.
Oh right, he was like an '80s like action figure kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's like War Machine.
exactly. Like War Machine with a Terminator kind of thing.
Tanvi just like taps Flois, and I was kind of doubtful, but that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
And then Sun Wukong like chimes in, and like starts listing off encyclopedia like entry like of I don't know, if you want to look up what Sun Wukong, the Chinese god of mischief and monkeys, does, go feel free. But the writers
of
copy and
stuff.
paste that into the comic.
72
Wiki article.
transformations? That's so many.
And orbital's not here. Well, we just really need to contain this more than like kill it, I think. Is that okay with you?
I guess.
Sure.
Can I still use my cool sword in this plan somehow? Because I just got it, and I'm
But-
very attached to it.
But the acid blood kind of
Well,
isn't...
I don't. You're the master tactician.
No, I just like, it's not. That's not how it works. It's I just know what the right thing to do is.
Not how to do it. That seems
Yes.
like an unfinished power, but okay.
I'm sorry. Did you pick the rock thing? I don't know. It was kind of a lottery for the rest of us.
I didn't, but I would have.
It's very
Yeah,
good. Rock is
I
good.
might have too.
Strong.
This poor kid is stuck with
It's just
Tanvi and Fliodhas. The
fucking peanut gallery. That means like any person trying to take this orbital position that isn't Rodasi is getting fucking punked on.
oh my god.
You're a great warrior, and you're, I don't know, a force of nature, and you're an army of one, and you're God. Like, what do you think? I don't know. I'm just thinking killing it seems like a bad idea. Killing it might seem like something that he would want. Like, do you want to be like him? And like points to Mr. Menace.
I
This is
mean,
a trick question.
Is that an option?
And like Sun Wukong is also nodding.
Yeah, we're like, that means like, yes,
very
I
cool.
would. Okay,
Orbital.
to be serious, I think we should try to come up with some kind of perimeter that'll keep it contained into one area. I can start working on that. There's tons of rubble that's already up. Moving it is pretty simple since it's already unearthed. And she just starts like putting it places and like looking at each of like, this look good, these placements looking good. You're strategic, so you tell me where it goes.
It's not strategic. I couldn't even join chess club. Great, perfect. And could you like pin it down? Maybe could you jump real high and knock it off its feet, like get it to stop going through the city, and like so we can.
Probably. I mean, I jump like pretty high, but that thing is tall as heck. Maybe could you give me like a, what do they call it? A pig's back ride. Pointing to Sun Wukong.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking to the kid. Can you just give me a little boost?
Right, that's what I was gonna say. And like Sun Wukong's like, I knew a pig once. Piggy was really, and like it's
Jesus fucking Christ.
when Piggy died, it was really
What the
sad.
fuck?
And-
That means like also I can try to create a ramp under its, like start to make the floor underneath it uneven. Help
Sun
you guys
Wukong's like,
out.
no, wait, hang on, no, it's my job. You have your job. It's my job.
You make the floor uneven, sure. And then she just goes back to making like walls.
Come here, and like Sun Wukong grabs Fliodhas' hand and like summons this little cloud and like starts flying up real fast.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
And he's
And
just
then
like,
we assume that
our group
Jin
is
keeps talking to Mr. Menace.
Surface Club looking real super competent.
Uh-huh.
in comparison.
Doing it. We only spent like 4 full minutes hashing this out, which is a new record for us, I think.
In the background this whole time, the kaiju is just like
Yeah,
mashing through stuff.
Exactly.
The artist is having so much fun just drawing it, like ripping a billboard out, like,
Drinking a
trying to
water
chew on a
tower.
giant chicken leg.
It's kind of, I mean, it's lost one arm, so it's trying to replace it with something else.
Oh,
Like,
it's like taking
no.
different large objects.
no.
It's having a fashion montage in the background.
Wielding an
barbecue restaurant.
overhead train like nunchucks in one panel.
The Fliodhas is trying to remain extremely cool and unbothered while just flying through the air, which is, you know, pretty new for her. And she's like, so, legendary hero? Yeah, I'm pretty much a legend to on my planet, you know. They tell tons of stories about me, so.
I'm something of a legend myself.
Yes, exactly.
How do you do, fellow demigods?
Oh, is that right? How many movies have they made about you? And like ask very genuinely.
That's sweet.
Aw.
We don't really have movies, but it's more of an oral tradition.
Movies of the mouth, if you.
You're really into podcast. We're more of a podcast.
Mouthies.
Now. Jesus.
Mouthers instead of
Very-
movers.
A very Muppets kind of way. Someone will come, makes a face. It's like, oh, tell me more about this oral tradition of yours, and it keeps flying. Tanvi, you're trying to make a perimeter, and like this is I have to imagine like making a perimeter of the size that you're planning for a creature this is big is beyond anything you've tried before.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
like making the just the foundations not too big a deal.
Yeah.
Just kind of moving pieces, but as it's getting higher and she's needing to like think about structural integrity, using more brain power than she normally does, just moving shit around.
Sounds like you're trying to unleash your powers.
Yeah, I am. Cool. The one condition I don't have marked is the one that would affect unleash your powers. So-
Nice. Oh, I forgot that you're stacked right now.
Yeah, I am just every emotion
I should have
except
planned better.
hopeless. I gotta go do some victimless crimes so I can get rid of these. Alright. Let's go. What did I get? I can't see. Ah, it's a hit. I got a 9.
Hey,
Oh, nice.
Thank
on a 7 to 9 mark.
Do it, but you take a condition, or you can ask Kevin how it's unstable or temporary. And if you're stacked up on conditions, that choice is ultimately up to you. But
I will go with how it is temporary, or what's the other thing?
unstable or
Unstable.
temporary.
Yeah, only
So
because
selfish of you to give
hope-
me more work.
Only because hopeless doesn't entirely, I feel like, make sense in this moment.
Right.
There. Okay.
Otherwise, I would stack up on it just to see what would happen.
I think what happens is like you have to start pulling like other buildings, like buildings that are like only a little bit destroyed that you are sure have been evacuated. You have to like kind of demolish them for more material to pull into your giant new fucking Escape New York-esque wall for Escape LA, I guess, and
That makes
sort of
sense.
emerging this wall, and you see that you see like you can literally see the San Andreas fault line with how far you've dug down into some of these foundations.
shit.
Well,
Damn,
I'm sure this is fine.
damn, Tanvi, instead of just using buildings that are already there, chose to dig into the earth. that feels correct.
That'll be
yeah,
fun.
I like
That'll
that
be
idea. I think she's going for speed. Maybe the
Yeah.
kaiju is kind of moving, and she's just like instinct in the ground. Just
Yeah.
pull it up.
Seeing tectonic plates, that's fun. People see those all the time.
Students it'll be a new field trip location. She
Yeah.
says to herself.
It'll be the new it'll be the new tar pits.
Fossils come up.
Of course, that'll be a consequence that'll come up later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flois, you get a Sun Wukong says ding, top floor, and let's go of you.
All right, cool. Thanks. I go falling down. And I guess my plan is to try and like land on the thing's head and just like clonk it with the pommel of her sword, which is
Yeah.
not as sharp. So hopefully a bunch of blood won't spurt out of it. Shadows of the Colossus style. We'll see how its roll goes, I guess.
Yeah, it sounds like you're trying to directly engage a threat.
That's my plan. So let me. Oh wait, I clicked on the wrong thing. No, I had my window open and then I closed it.
Quickly, Control Shift T.
Oh my gosh. Well, I rolled two
Whoa.
ones with my +3,
Whoa.
so that is a
no.
miss.
Well,
The
We're doing
good
great.
news is that I'm playing the Gladiator playbook, which means that I can use my. I think this will be my first time getting to use my. Now it's see if that works move.
Yeah.
When you directly engage a threat by fighting brutally while you are legendary, you may mark angry to impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition even on a miss. So that's my plan.
Ooh, hell
that's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you still
'Cause,
fail, but they are also impressed, surprised, and afraid.
Right. I think maybe do you have a thought for what that looks like, or shall I
No, do
go
you have
for
a
it?
thought?
Cool, yeah.
Please.
I think what happens is that basically she like lands, gives a big bonk to the top of its skull, and it like starts shaking its head and thrashing around and roaring. And basically she just holds on, like we see her, hand like dig in like sort of under the edge of one of the scales, which is like cutting into her, and she's just like clonking away at it with the other hand. We just get a series of panels of just like the arm going back, and then it goes boom, 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 like hitting on the side of its head.
And
And
it's
just
like
thrashing around.
Yeah, it's thrashing around like with its one good claw. It's like clawing at its own face, trying to get at you, but like it doesn't have the reach because it's like got the little T-Rex.
This little
arms.
T-Rex arm.
And then the other stub is also reaching up, but like there's nothing to scratch with, and like it's crashing into buildings and stuff. And like one might say, if they were a person who was orbital parent and knew the right thing to do, that they would be looking at this in terror. As
It's
buildings
fine.
are crashing around.
This is why we built those walls. It's all part of the plan.
And I think we get to cut back over to Orbital. Actual Orbital. Not you.
Orbital TM.
The real orbit.
Yeah. The Orbital.
Well,
Not the copyright.
And like
stricken one.
sort of like as like we see her like sort of drawn the way same way Manny was like encased in rocks, like in Tanvi's like sort of cocoon thing, and like sort of as like rubble's being pulled off of her. And we see a hand reach down and like she grabs it and this hand pulls her up, and like a voice like this ambiguous off screen says, "Are you okay? Are you sure?" And she's like kind of dazed, drawn with like stars and like little birds over her head and everything.
Oh.
Like kind of coming to, puts her hands on her knees, like I just needs breath, and like this hand from off screen hands her a bottle of water, and like she starts drinking it, and like the hand like sort of like puts a hand on her shoulder and like on her forearm. It's like, "You're sure?" And like we had a wide panel of Turnabout in a full
Yeah.
red suit, the
Mhm.
mirror mask, sort of looking at her, and then we see like his hands kind of glowing a little bit.
oh no.
Yikes.
Dang.
Oh,
And then we cut back
no.
to not Orbital,
Yeah.
Norbital.
Orbital.
Norbital.
Rossi, like we probably get a panel of you like looking on like at
Oh, yeah.
Manny like enveloping, and then like it's your face and like just bang, big onomatopoeia, bang.
Yeah.
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 Like
Uh,
you like what's your immediate reaction like even while that like new power is awakening in Manny?
I think oh, Rodasi.
Because you don't know
Yeah.
he has regeneration yet.
No,
Right.
no,
You don't
no,
know I
no.
can
You
do
didn't
that.
know.
I start panicking. I think like it happens really quickly. I like to think that, like that whole sequence was like it almost is like time slowed inside, and it's
Uh-huh.
like this whole thing, and then
Very wanted.
yeah. The bang happens, like Rodasi is, I think, well, you like stumble off of him, right? Like
Right.
that's
Like
happens.
what you
Yeah.
saw is Manny like rushes up,
Yeah.
glomps him,
You have the
basically, for
bang.
lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Fear glomps.
You could have
And then
used a better word, I'm sure.
He
but-
gets shot and like stumbles back,
Yeah.
Because even though he's like a big bat, he's still like kid ultimately, and is not bulletproof. Like, and is not like super strong unless he kind of like wills it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think this. Oh, I feel like this absolutely like. I don't know what's the term I'm looking for. It like a switch gets flicked on, and Rodasi isn't having it anymore. She's like been trying to do it, like try and be a better person, try and like, can you save the people? Right. The whole question is, can you be a hero to the people who want you dead? And now she's like, you are a threat. Like, you are actively harming us now. You have hurt my friend. I think we hear the bang. We hear Manny we see Manny stumble back. Rodasi like just, I want to say like crushes the gun.
Oh yeah, because you have that gravity control.
Yeah, and like it's like close enough where I just like crush it, and then I guess this might be a little gruesome, but I would be fine with like, I think it also just collateral like hurts his hand also, like it like kind of takes the bits of like
Yeah.
Better holding.
You like break his fingers
I like
at the
break
same
his
time
fingers
as the
at the
gun.
same time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a like just a gut reaction, and I think it also has to do with her like not being able to control her powers with like the emotions of like, oh my fucking god, are you shit? Like, and then just
Right.
no, you need to stop. Like, you need to be stopped. This needs to be taken out of your hands, and it like crushes his fingers in the process. And I think like turns back, panicking to Manny, and sees that you're regenerating, and she's just like, "Are you okay?"
I think before you can like you like that speech bubble starts and says "Are you?" And then we see you just get ripped back out of panel.
Ooh.
Mr. Koa rips you and throws you and just yells "Rodasi." And like as we see you flying, it like your name trails like in your arc. And then Mr. Koa is gonna go and help this dude.
Okay, yeah. I'm very okay with the consequences of doing that.
Right.
Yeah,
like he's not trying to hurt you, and you're obviously invulnerable, so he's just throwing you to.
He just throws me away. I think I'm like kind of on the ground. He probably tosses me to the ground.
Are you on the ground, or do you just float instinctively?
Oh, I do like that.
Because you are like emotional and like.
No.
powers.
Like I think like my powers are activated, and like instead of falling, I think my body goes through the motions of falling, but then it kind of cushions.
Right.
And I stay in that position for a little bit as I like look kind of at the whole scene, and I think it's maybe like it's like a long panel of it's like, oh, the guy is like probably screaming and he's got his fucking hand crushed. Mr. Ko is there trying to help him, and he's like just been shot. Right, is recovered, but like you mentioned Manny's still startled at kind of what's going on. You turned back, right? Like you went kind of back for a moment.
He stumbled back. I think that's better that he shapeshifts back.
Yeah.
Okay.
That when he gets shot, he like stumbles, and so the panel is drawn in that kind of reverse chronological order. So he falls as the monster, and then halfway, it's like an Animorphs cover.
Right, yeah.
Halfway until he's the 15-year-old bat kid, looking down at the hole in his chest, which I think makes that scene so much more impactful.
And if I could do my job as GM,
Yeah.
The last thing in the panel that's still in frame, I think that Rodasi's kind of looking at. He is also Lila, like kind of just unconscious there on the ground, safely, but like kind of unattended right now. You know what I mean? Unless
Manny lands next to Lila. Lila's starting to come to consciousness. Like sort of we get that really annoying comic book panel where it's mostly black. It's like you see the little bit of opening. It's like they use the blur tool in Photoshop. Opening.
I like that in our comic you've chosen to put something you hate.
Yeah. Because it works.
It does work.
I hate it, but it works. It's like exposition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she blinks awake, right?
Like, Manny? And
He shot
like,
me. It's just like just such a shocked
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
statement of fact.
we're still getting this from her perspective. So it's like what you said is like it's real fuzzy, like kind of font and like kind of drawn out and slow in like that very shell shocked kind of way. And then we just get this undercurrent like in the background, like there's an onomatopoeia of a scream that like it was unclear before, but as panels go on, it becomes more clear that it's like screaming. And
Oh yeah.
Man, who shot? And like sort of eyes go full wide and like kind of pan over and see Mr. Koa on her parent. And then we go back to like Rodasi's view, and then we see Lila run over and just yell, "Daddy, no, Daddy!"
Oh.
And we didn't know this, right? Like we as the players knew, but the characters didn't know the connection between these two, right?
When he got out the car, he said, "Get your like
Hands off my
expletive
daughter,"
hand off
right?
my daughter."
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So
I guess like, did you hear? He like yelled at
Manny.
at Manny.
yeah. So we would have both heard that. Yeah.
Like he would have. This person would not have known that Rodasi necessarily was a powered person until they revealed their powers. But
Yeah.
Manny is obviously
Obvious, right?
And I think it's like I noticed the red dot on him, but like maybe you didn't. So like there was a little bit of the red button.
A whole bunch of stuff. Yeah.
So you may have noticed that now since you got super close to him, and that I mean it kind of doesn't matter because he fucking shot you. So it's like
right.
It's been pieced together.
Yeah.
And like she looks back at Manny very sympathetically, but also is concerned about parent.
Right.
Presumably she knows Mr. Koa, so that's why she's not like, why is there a jellyfish with
Right,
its tentacles
right.
all over my dad?
Right.
Well, she's a transfer now.
Yeah.
She's met him at this point.
That's
That was the introduction because it was in Mr. Ko's class, I think.
Yep.
nice.
Yeah, I meant like the bullet clatters to the ground, and Manny looks down and he's like patting his chest. So I want to know what Rodasi's reaction is to that, because like he's been shot, but he's like getting to his feet and like tapping his chest, like okay.
Rodasi is just genuinely, I think, in shock at this point. She's like, like really angry, but also like yanked out of that emotion. I was moments away from saying like I'm gonna tick anger, but I think Mr. Koa like literally yanking her out of that has like put her in some like daze, or like in like a flux state of like what the fuck do I do now? And I think she like, I think there's like something in our eyes, like we lock eyes, and Rodasi is also like, what do we do? Like what's happening? Like there is just a genuine. She probably even like whispers that to you, like she like whispers it, but you can hear it.
Right.
It is like, it's just like, what do we do? Like,
Yeah.
what can we do? I feel
Manny
like
gets like sees that, and I think Manny recognizes this is the opposite of where we were before, where like Manny's like, I don't know what to do, oh my god, right? Now it's Manny's turn. Manny like finishes patting himself down, looks over at Mr. Koa, he's like, he's got it, walks over and I think like puts his hands on Rodasi's shoulders. It's like, look Rodasi, I'm okay, I don't know how, it's all of this, it's the change, it's working out in my favor this time.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Okay.
And
You're okay.
we're okay.
We're okay. All right. That's what matters. I maybe messed up. I think I hurt him. She entirely lost for like is directionless. Is like I tried to help somebody. We can't go fight the monster. We can't save civilians. We're like, you know what I mean? It's just like wrong turn after wrong turn. Is
Right,
kinda,
right. Hey, look at me. I know you're scared. Because I'm scared too. He was gonna kill me.
Oh my god.
You don't need to worry about what you did. I would have done the same to protect you. And honestly, I didn't know that I was going to walk out of that. Thank you.
All right.
Everything feels like we're powerless. The people that we're trying to save hate us. And every time we try and follow the rules, someone gets hurt. Someone gets punished. Maybe it's time we break some rules to save the people that matter.
Oh yeah.
I'd be super happy somewhere.
Ooh, I love that. That's
I'm
good
trying to
stuff.
comfort or support you.
Yeah, 100%. When you use it against a player, does it?
Actually,
Is there something different? No.
maybe I'm provoking you.
Oh, because you're trying to like.
Yeah.
Because you're the one who is like,
Oh, we can't go.
we
Yeah.
can't do that.
Yeah.
These are the rules.
Mhm.
Right. And like provoking doesn't have to be like, yeah, nah, come get me, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
pushing your buttons to do something. So I think Manny at this point is like, I'm going to help. I thought we needed to stay back. But I don't care what Mr. Koa says. I don't care what anyone else at the school says. This is what's right. And deep down, I know you know this is the right thing too. Because like to provoke, I have to be pushing your buttons, not
Yeah.
just like, hey, you need to do this. I need to be like, you know, in your heart of hearts, we've seen Rodasi's like, no, fuck,
Yeah.
we got to be a hero.
Yeah.
So plus superior,
Her
which I'm
savior
very
is
good
also
at.
like at a 3 right now. So she really is like, yeah, no, this makes sense.
And I have influence over you, so I get +1 to this, which is a miss, which is fine.
Brutal.
Those
So I mean, like
good,
a
though.
move happens, whatever.
Yeah.
Regardless. So what I'm trying to get you to do is like break the rules, be a
Yeah.
bad kid for a second. Right?
Ooh, if it's a miss, I mean, I got, because like I could kind of play into the miss of like, because I want to accept this. I think it is dynamic. It's interesting for the scene to be like, yeah, you fucking did it. I think you I feel like she's like, yeah, no, yeah, fuck him. Like, you almost died right there, and by some miracle, you are still alive. And no, screw it, screw Mr. Koa, screw everything. I'm screw Orbital. We need to help end this. And yeah,
Kill him.
Sort of to undercut like this, like in the very bottom of the thing. It's like
yeah,
this little onomatopoeia. Using that a lot today. Like put, cough, put. And like this
Yeah.
little beater car, this little blue beetle beater, like drives up.
oh no.
Like swerving out of the waves, like some traffic, and like nearly hit, and like swerves out of y'all, like nearly hits y'all. It's like watch where you fucking stay. Oh, shh. Hi. Brody.
You know,
Oh,
Sean!
buddy. You better know.
you better. Of course, you say my name every.
A little bit of smoke
Wow.
drifting out of the car as like they're wheeling down the
He's
window.
gotta be cool. He's gotta pretend that he doesn't
my
remember
fucking
who you are.
Y'all need to get out the street. I mean, first it's dangerous 'cause cars like revs the engine. Like there's a, I don't know if y'all saw points over to all of the big
Giant
hero shit
kaiju.
happening.
Yeah. Yeah, Sean, we're aware of the monster. What are you doing here?
I'm trying to get out.
Oh, God damn it.
Just like the honks of a huge traffic jam from the
Yeah.
direction that he's
Yeah.
Get
coming
moving, kid.
from.
Don't you see the big like you're just repeating
Yeah.
what he said.
Yeah.
Flirt later.
Fuck. Yeah, okay. Sorry. She like steps out of the way. Pulls Manny back. Also, it's like, come on. Oh my god, I can't believe you were trapped in that. Should I think she's like again a little flustered. She's like, I'm gonna go.
Where are you going?
To deal with the big monster.
Slowly rolls the window back up,
Oh,
turns the engine over, and starts driving.
this fucking boy. I'm like,
I just wanted to give you the opportunity to really drag him into danger again.
oh,
Just pull him out of
I
the
mean, as he's
window.
rolling it up, I think Manny would be yelling at
I'm-
him like,
He could
"Yeah, all
use
right.
you.
That's all you're good at, huh? Isn't it, Sean? Divi-Sean, running away.
so, yeah. I think
Whenever a problem comes up, you just make yourself smaller.
Oh my god.
Screeching home, the car makes a U-turn, goes over like the grassy curve mid divider,
We just see-
comes back
it's a whole-
around.
It's just a whole
Causes a
page
pile
of watching him fucking.
A piece probably falls off of the car.
The rear bumper, right?
Like 6 Seans come piling out of different doors like a clown car.
He's
Yeah,
divided.
absolutely.
in
There's a
anger.
bunch of
Adam,
like slightly smaller
when he
Seans.
gets mad, he's like the fucking panda from Turning Red.
They're all talking over each other like, we don't fucking talk about your powers and you're fucking that's, you know how fucking rude that is. Let's just
Look who's talking.
I'm exactly the same size I was. Oh.
all you
Yeah,
growers are the same.
Oh my god. Rodasi's like, yeah, Sean. You have powers that are helpful. You can be helpful. You can also. Don't run away. Manny's right. Come on.
Sounds like y'all are trying to provoke.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
now we're fucking provoking him. Or I could just lift his car. Take it with us.
Yeah, fuck up his car
Wow.
again.
I think what Manny says is,
The toxic relationship.
No, you're not provoking. They wouldn't do any of that stuff. I mean, they maybe.
I think like the six Seans get in his face, and he looks up at them. So he's like,
Yeah.
you know, he's like 4'10", right? So 4'10" Manny against 6 multiple taller Divi-Seans.
6'5" shit.
5'2", right? Jamming his little nose up defiantly, his little bat nose, snub bat nose. It's like, all right, yeah, you're mad. I know you're mad. You want to do something useful with that anger for once?
Ooh.
I get mad all the time. I get pushed around every single day by everyone else. Because they tell me I'm a weirdo. I'm a freak. Because of who I am. I didn't choose to be like this. but now I have powers. And you know what? I decided I was gonna do something with them. What are you doing with your life, Sean?
Like they all walk away, like making faces and wait there. Like they go do a huddle. We're gonna get paid for this? No, we're not gonna pay. We can get some. Yeah. I mean, they're cute, but man, they bought us food once. It's because they bought us food.
I love it. Holy
Nice to be
shit.
treated.
This person
come
bought me
back.
mozzarella sticks. They must be my
Yeah.
soulmate.
You don't
They come
just
back.
buy mozzarella sticks for anybody. God, that sounds good right now.
All right, let's go. I mean, you want to do this that way? I guess. All right. And then
Oh my god. I love it.
what they're gonna do is, if they were a PC, they unleash their powers. They multiply in that direction, but they also like demultiply. So like they're multiplying and demultiplying, and that
You're
they
like
move faster that
leapfrogging
way.
multiplications.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's fun.
And so they
That's
like
great.
they get
Like a
almost
sling.
speedster powers by like doing
I
this fucking
love
leapfrog
that.
bullshit.
That's very good.
There's like a,
He goes off and does that.
Yeah.
Manny looks up at
Comes back.
at-
What are you waiting for? Oh, you want to go, but you don't want to go. Let's go. Come on. Goes again.
right. He goes. Manny mumbles under his
Real
breath.
petty.
That was easier than I thought. And then he looks up at Rodasi after like a beat, and he
Yeah.
puts his hand out, and he says, "Let's go do some community service."
yeah. Ooh, and then it's just a fucking class, but
It's the fucking Predator.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we see that like very small because like that's iconic, so we don't need like super detail. But we see that like between Mr. Koa and like Lila looking over like what we assume is the dad. Like so between them, like their heads looking down, we see you in the distance, like sort of going and deciding to rebel and go be heroes.
Yeah.
And then that is where we cut to our traditional issual
Anything else?
advertisement for Jemison's Meats.
Again.
Jameson's meats.
Jemison's Meats coming out with the new Baja flavor. Pick it up. Pick it up
Foul.
exclusively at Bucky's.
Bucky.
The fuck?
It's not Baja Blast. It's just regular Baja.
It's just Baja
Just Baja.
flavor.
It tastes like the entirety of Baja California.
Yes. That is going to be our break. We will be back in 5 to 10 minutes, everybody. Go get a snack, drink some water, have a stretch. Come back if you want, or somebody will taunt you to come back, I guess.
Do
They'll
it.
call you short.
I'll believe you. I'll believe you to come back. I'm not afraid to do that.
You want to see Viditya finally enter bully mode. Don't come back, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
Right.
Please save me. Just close the stream, please.
Please take us out,
I
please.
I can't vamp anymore. I hope you enjoyed your Baja Jemson's steaks. Everyone. Welcome back. We're gathered here today.
Jesus Christ.
We're voting off one of us.
Organ comes in. Dearly beloved. Forever's a long time.
It's that.
If anyone should object to this,
Prince's Let's Go Crazy kicks in.
so we cut back in. Frame of the rubble of downtown. A big, scaly, like orangey type of clawed foot smashes on what is not a homophobic chicken restaurant. Just utterly destroys it. And we see a boot like sort of come down in the foreground. We get an onomatopoeia of a legally distinct Sergio Leone's whistle. As the monster is flailing and scared, and has Fliodhas on its face, and Tanvi is like going around doing some rock surfing, building walls, and exposing really deep tectonic plates that should never see the light of day.
It's good. Don't worry.
You see TV Kid, Kidd, come up on in panel, and we get a proper introduction. Big text says terminal velocity, Lieutenant Kidd, Kidd. And she picks up she reaches down, she picks up
I get it.
picks up a fistful of pebbles, puts her hand in one of these like holsters, like that had no guns in it, on her hip, and like her hand is all chalked up. And she like picks up a rock, like sort of hefts it. She says some really cool cowboy line that like
Yeehaw.
we'll put in posts. Not that.
Says this city's not big enough for the two of us.
There we go. This is why it's a writer's room and not just a singular writer.
That's fucking sick as shit to say to a
Yeah.
kaiju.
I know,
Holy
right?
Yeah,
shit.
that's so good.
Alex!
Holy fuck.
Set up and spike. You're the wait, no, not the libero. What are you? You're the You're the
just-
setter.
You're just that guy.
Yeah.
You're the set man. You're the
I was
set-
so
set-
close to making a good IQ reference, and then I froze.
Should have just said it was the Libra.
Says that cool line. And doesn't know the plan is to contain this thing, and just starts trying to kill it by flicking pebbles. And these pebbles, like, they gives like that sound boom effect. Like you see the air ripple in the art, and like they just go immediately terminal velocity, like her name, and like start hitting this thing and go straight through. Like we see like a big wide shot of like just pebbles just going through this thing. One of them nearly hits Fliodhas, just close enough to graze you to get your attention.
Right. Awesome.
TV Kid fucking rules. That is so cool.
For those who hadn't been able to catch up on the last issue or were not able to see it, TV Kid is dressed up as a cow person, cowpoke, got a big flat brimmed hat with a tassel around the side, very colorful tassel, has long hair, big cowboy belt, big old buckle, empty holsters on the hips, big boots with the spurs. We made the joke already.
Apple bottom jeans and the
We made
boots
that
with
joke
the
last
spurs.
You
time.
already did it.
Don't need to retread trotting around.
As we did.
God, I was so close to getting ahead of it.
Never.
Automatically in our minds.
Ichil is freaking out, like, no, stop. I'm like,
Are there like little pressurized acid blood fountains just like firing
Right, there's
off.
like puddles
like
of this
pouring
creature's
out.
acid blood
Yeah,
seeping
and
through
like
the
spurting
road
out.
and everything, right?
Now, like with all the rubble and like all the ground it's been treading in, like there's a like little crater in the ground, and like that's starting to fill up with acid blood. Slowly but surely. Rodasi, Manny, you arrive on the scene, seeing Tanvi making a perimeter. You see this huge fucking wall around the city. If y'all didn't know Tanvi was here, you might think it was a supervillain's act to encase downtown.
Oh yeah. I feel
Going
like
to my roots.
All right, here's my question for you again in terms of stats, because I feel like I always get kind of what Savior is and Superior. If Rodasi just like kind of floats in the middle and just starts barking orders, I guess it kind of depends on the tone, whether because
That
I feel like a
seems superior to
-2
me.
superior, so I'm not sure if she would actually do that in this moment. Is why. That's what I wanted to do.
Well, here's the thing. Now that we're all here,
Yeah.
we can enter battle against a threat as a team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, y'all
good
want to have a
idea.
little moment where y'all
We can
like,
have an
regroup?
Avengers assemble and get stronger.
So I fly up and I just go community service club.
I mean,
So doesn't that be like automatically? I know. Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean,
No.
may I suggest that maybe Flois gets flung off,
No, yeah.
and then
That
Tanvi
seems good.
saves Flois by like catching him with a I don't know, a mitt of rocks, and then
Yeah.
they happen to land where y'all are.
Yeah, as we run up.
Yeah,
Yeah, Manny's
Oh,
swooping
yeah.
in because he's got the bat wings, because he's in Bat Boy form, and Rodasi is flying presumably, and Divi-Sean is like blink teleporting.
I like to imagine it's like he's perpetually falling forward because he's spawning.
yeah.
If
If this were a cartoon or a TV show, the sound effect would be one.
The $6 billion man.
Yes. That's open license now, right?
Chicka,
It's been
chicka,
in
chicka,
long
chicka.
enough.
Divi-Sean is Mirage from Apex Legends.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh fuck, he is!
That's who he's
Right,
gonna
he is a
grow up
short
to
king.
be.
He
He's a short king.
Oh my
East
god.
Asian, not South Asian.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
Is Mirage South Asian? I didn't clock that.
I can't remember what he is actually.
I think I think he's somewhere in the Swana
That would make
diaspora.
sense, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not a- He's some kind of brown.
He is brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you clock that? I didn't.
So
All right.
assembling against a powerful foe as a team, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we get some
Yes.
bonuses for that,
Sorry
right? So
for
you
that.
everyone lands, and we have this moment where Rodasi like stands up
Yeah.
dramatically, like
Oh, 100% says, I go, community service club, it's time to serve our community. We're working on it. We haven't really figured it out.
And he's just like, you know what? This
Whatever that
already
was
starting
gets scratched
better.
out by the editor. It's like, no, we're not using that.
so you're assuming leadership here, clearly.
I would, yeah. Okay with that.
So we start with 2 team in the pool. We were at 0 previously, so we're at 2. Do you have influence over every teammate?
Do I? I have influence. No,
Yeah.
I don't have influence over Tanvi.
Yeah.
Okay. Does everyone have the same purpose in this fight? Stop the kaiju?
Yes, stop the kaiju. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The details of it we'll hash out, but that's
Yeah.
Yeah. That's overarching our goal.
Yeah.
So we get another team for that. If any team member mistrusts the leader or the team, remove a team.
Stop.
You're not a team member.
You don't count.
I don't know if Divi-Sean trusts you.
He's not on the team.
Yeah.
He's like an intern.
We
Uh,
pushed
he's like an
Divi-Sean out
intern.
of the group.
Out of the shot. He's just on the edge of the panel.
Just like that.
No.
Not you.
Divi-Sean's
Uh,
18. He's an adult.
He's
He can-
legally. Right.
He can change your labels.
That's what
No,
he's
he
saying
can't,
to
you
himself.
fucker.
Are we ill prepared or off balance? I maybe it's a
I
giant kaiju.
But like we
The,
have
the fight has
been
not been going
fighting it.
great.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I feel like the fact that we've sort of seen what it can do, like unless it grows wings or something.
I actually
Which
kind
it
of like
could.
No,
It could.
I kind of like Alex's reasoning there. Is that like they've been fighting it for a while, so we don't
Right,
have like
no. So
we're
we can be like, hey, here's the deal with it.
yeah, they like kind of
Yeah, okay.
catch us up.
Mhm.
So we're sitting at 3-team then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Our-
about the mistrust one of whether Tanvi is mistrusting Rodasi for not like jumping in with us when we first went in.
Do you wanna?
I'm like trying to figure out if that's an angle I want her to.
You wanna like just
Tanvi.
fucking call me a coward?
Rodasi says, community service club, assemble. And Tanvi's like, sup, chicken shit.
Took you long enough.
Took you long enough.
Are you busy back there?
If you want to go that
Bigger
angle,
baby.
you can 100% like obviously play your character how you want. Viditya, you can mark a condition to prevent us from removing a team from the pool for that.
Oh snap! That's fun.
That's interesting. I
Because
think-
you're like, oh, my confidence in my leadership is shaken.
No, fuck you. Yeah, and then I'm like, no.
yeah, I think I will
Maybe?
play Tanvi in that way because I think that makes sense that
Yeah.
she hasn't seen your like change of heart
Oh, we've
and
gone
that
through
you're
it,
like you had this whole heart to heart with Manny. She's just like
Right, for all you know, we've just been sitting back there
yeah.
on our hands and haven't had any kind of
Yeah.
life-changing events happen to us.
Like I have no idea that you've had this
Manny's
thing
got
with
a bullet wound,
Lila.
bullet hole in his shirt.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, wow.
Green blood.
Hard time with that graffiti, huh?
Manny has green blood.
I think.
Chicken has green blood.
Yeah.
Mm.
What?
Makes you think.
Shit. Do I want to be angry or insecure? Because I kind of like both in the
Ooh.
situation. To be like,
Yeah.
to
can
just kind of
feel free to
snap
be
back.
either.
Yeah.
I mean, you were primed to be angry.
I was kind of trying to be angry before. Yeah.
And I
then,
think it
no, and then
would
and
make
then,
sense
and then
that you're
Manny,
like, I'm
provoked
here. What the
me.
fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially
like,
if
you
you're
don't know
gonna
what the
be taking
fuck you're talking
charge.
about.
Insecure
Yeah.
doesn't seem like it fits if you're gonna be taking charge.
Yeah.
Mm.
Manny's like, you gotta be a hero. Like, this is what we do. And Rodasi's
Right.
like, no, sorry. Tanvi's like, the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah.
I'm being a
We're
hero.
like
I think
covered
I
in
do.
bruises, and I'm like, you fucking really took your time to get out here, didn't you? Took a scenic route to downtown.
Did you go look at the redwoods?
I think
Stop at the fucking gift shop.
I think I like slap your back like really
You're gonna
hard.
say
Like give you like a
just
real
slap me.
fucking crack. Like put a little bit of power behind it. You know what I mean? And I go,
I think that
Uh,
puts that be like she misses a step or something because I don't think she was expecting you. You were all
Yeah.
sad
And
and,
then I-
shit.
and I
when
say,
you
and like I
left.
say, like I'm like looking directly at you, like real fucking intense. I go, well, I'm here now, so let's fucking go.
Alright.
Catch me up, like what's going on? Big
Yeah, we're,
monster.
like, on the top of like this perimeter wall that Tanvi has built, and like the chicken's getting fucking shot up by TV Kid and by Mr. Menace.
No one's following the plan.
No one's following the plan.
Nobody
Gina's-
expected Mr. Menace.
His less lethal missile barrage.
Sun Wukong is with us. Is it just us, or
It's
is,
just you. I mean,
okay,
do you
cool.
want Sun Wukong to
or
Just
be
floating
here for your
around.
cuddle?
well, it's and also orbital apparent. I keep forgetting his name. I'm really sorry about that.
Ichil.
June, yeah.
Jun Ichil.
June Ichil.
Yeah.
June is fine.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, just kidding. June being here might be interesting because he's trying to fucking coordinate everything. Two new
Right.
players come in.
Did he?
Well, it might be that we get like a couple panels of us like doing like little pantomimes of the stuff we've been doing, and then like
Right.
pointing over at him who's organizing, the stuff.
He's like
and then
slowly
we all sort of.
climbing up this wall with no help.
Yeah, he has no help. He's got
Like
a fucking
8-story
fire.
wall.
Yeah.
Obviously,
So
Y'all,
we need to
people-
contain this thing, right?
That was the plan, but I don't know. This person over here is just shooting really tiny holes in them, so I'm still just trying to contain them, even if they die, I guess.
It's
You keep
obvious
doing-
that the attacks aren't doing anything to it.
Some of them are pretty good, actually.
well, I guess dismembering it seems to us.
Some of them with a spear that was made from rock, those were really good.
Yeah.
Actually.
I high five you.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
like.
Listen, y'all are doing great, and I mean,
Yes, clearly.
the acid blood is a good point. We don't want to listen. Dismembering it worked out really well, but we don't want to cut off his head and have like it flood and burn the rest of the city. So, and like, Rodasi kind of like takes a breath, goes, I just-
Did they really stand around?
"It containing
like
it is a
long
good
work.
idea." I think like grab one of the shots and says, "You're very distracting."
Oh.
And I throw him. I just throw him. And go, no, not off the edge. Oh my god.
No, wait, what if we do that?
No, I was
Yeah,
like,
she just
push him the
disappears
fuck
halfway
off.
down.
Oh yeah, I guess like we do have
Yeah.
yeah. with it where we just fucking.
That's why I thought you were doing it, because it's just one of his many forms.
I'm just like,
But
pay
it's
attention.
just so much about
Boy,
you.
Do it, push him.
What?
If you don't do it, I'll do it.
If you don't do it, I'll do it. All right. Well, let's. We got to spring to action. All right. Tanvi, Fliodhas. I mean, honestly, keep on doing what you're doing. I think Manny, you should probably be helping. You should probably be helping Fliodhas reach points of like weakness, so that she can just really kind of disable this thing and stop it from moving. You two are on like brute force. I'll go around. I'll probably try and talk to TV Kid and Mr. Menace and get them back on track. Where's that? Where's the kid? Where's not TV Kid? Where's June, the
Your
little guy?
mini me.
Don't say that.
Panting and sweating, climbing up the wall. Just
And
like
I think
Yeah, Tanvi's like, he's been slowly making his way up. She
he,
saw
I think
from
he
the beginning.
pulls his way up onto the wall at the same time as you say. Like,
They're probably like they've been climbing up
Covered
like
in
the
sweat.
stairway of a building that's about as tall, so they're like 30 feet away from
Yeah.
the edge of like your perimeter wall on the roof of a building.
Tanvi does
God.
not make a bridge or anything to help.
And I think as Rodasi is like sort of giving these orders, like making this plan, Fliodhas's hand just like drops onto her shoulder, and I like look at you really seriously, and I say, Rodasi, you're thinking too small again. You're not just a community service club leader. You're orbital. We need orbital now.
Oh shit.
There's a lake of acid that is threatening everyone and no one else can stop it. You need to draw it away. Draw it up, draw it somewhere. No one else can pull things like you can and hold them.
Oh shit.
That'll leave the rest of us free to just do whatever we want. Right?
Mhm.
Sounds like Flo is the leader.
It really, I mean, Flo's really fucking reeled that in. That was great. Just like I think like it's like just like a pale Rodasi like kind of straightens up, and then puts a hand on your shoulder
Yeah.
and just let's fuck this thing up.
Yes. I hate that acid blood. Don't make me deal with the acid blood anymore. Thank you.
Here's what swear. I don't think they're. Is it only on TV?
Oh my god, this
Tanvi's
boy.
pushing one over the edge.
Uh,
This is my favorite new thing.
like, we just keep
hurling shots.
Consequence feet free, just hurling.
Naruto, like puffing out of the air with the sound effect.
One day we're gonna toss the last one, thinking that he had a clone, and he's gonna be like, "No, I'm the real one."
We're gonna have to use all of our powers to save him.
Save him.
Just make him.
All right, let's fucking spring to action.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
All right, Manny's gonna grab Flois. Is gonna like change form, so he's already got his bat wings out. So I think what he's gonna do is like not go into full battle form, but extend his legs to try and like grab you, like
You got like talony feet.
the ring wraiths. Like I want to like scoop, like I want to drop you like a drop ship.
Big beast things. That's awesome. Yeah.
Right. Because it's like tries to grow the wings larger and like make himself a little bit stronger.
This is much cooler than the last time I went flying. Thank you.
And I don't think he's carried anything this heavy before.
Yeah, dang.
Yeah. It turns out that overexerting myself
Yeah.
Oh,
is something that brings my doom closer.
well,
Oh my god.
yep.
Oopsie.
Oh,
All right.
I fill my doom track,
Uh-oh.
You
which means
feel?
I take another doom sign.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When I mark all of my doom signs, then
Then
things
bad
happen.
stuff.
Yeah. But he's gonna pick you up and like just start flying. Like, all right, you've been on this thing before. Any idea where weak spots are?
It doesn't have long arms, so as long as we get up on the head and neck, I got some good work done there last time.
All right. No offense, you're really heavy.
Well, I have a new sword. It's like 30 pounds.
Yeah, I noticed.
You're just tilting slightly to one
It's
side.
hanging off to the left, right?
Should I hold it in the middle?
I think
Holding it
that's
in
the
middle.
panel is like him like kind of flying towards this thing, getting smaller and smaller, hanging sideways.
Yeah, that's really good.
Like, yeah, I noticed. Yeah, he's gonna try and get like right up under the arms and like onto the neck.
I mean, it seems easy
Neat.
enough. You've exerted yourself, Flois. Like you hop off and you grab on. I assume like that seems easy enough for you
All right, yeah. Well, I think
with the assist and everything. Yeah.
let's go. Time to keep stabbing this thing.
Before we get to that, I want to see what Tanvi and Rodasi are doing.
For sure.
It's just so if there are consequences, we know where everything is.
We know where to do it. Yeah, I think Rodasi turns to Tanvi after the two of them leave and goes, "All right, we're on fucking containment and rerouting duty. I'll try my best to, I'll try my best to like pull it in a direction, kind of, see if I can get it to come my way. What do you think is the best route for us to take? You've already started digging up a bunch of the city. And it's like, you know the terrain. Where should we take it?"
We're not wanting to like really move it super far out of this area, right? Is
No.
our thought.
That's exactly what you want to do. You want to keep
Oh.
it contained.
Keep it, yeah. Like, where do we?
That's why you want the wall.
Yeah, we made a little wall. We have a bay behind us, right? Like a.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to think. Is like, is there
Just gonna
an open-
casually fill the bay with acid blood. That seems bad.
Seems bad, actually.
I think earlier when I was like gesturing my planned ideas, I just thought you should fly up and just
just like
Yeah, just
hold
toss
it.
pull it
Yeah.
into a ring or something.
Mm-hmm.
You make stuff orbit you all the time.
Yeah, I think.
Contained.
Yeah, I think Tanvi is a little like, I don't know if we should be depositing that anywhere here. I think she's finally like noticed the areas where she's dug real deep, and it's like maybe like sparks of just glowing rocks are there. It's not quite hitting magma, but it's
You see the moldman
It's
down
hot.
there? And...
The chuds come crawling out.
She's like, yeah, this area is a little volatile, I think. I mean, I don't know. Can we not
All right, Tony.
throw it into space or something? Or like a
I can try and throw it into space, Tommy. Thanks.
great. I think just I might have to just pull it into the atmosphere for now, and maybe figure out afterwards where to deposit it.
Jesus Christ, just have this thing orbiting Earth for a little bit, just satellite it. Well, we just chop it up a little bit.
Well, we'll figure out where to
Kenny,
deposit
I think Rodasi's gonna be like, all right, can you make a big bowl? And then it's gonna like fly up and try.
Okay, so we know what they're doing. They're talking. on the
We're
wall.
figuring it out.
We're making a
Yeah.
mold for
They're
this
still-
acid blood to go in.
They're still strategizing.
Sorry.
Flois, it sounds like you are once again trying to engage a threat.
Yeah.
In a direct
Yep.
manner.
It seems like the right play. Let's roll them. Maybe I won't roll 2 ones. We'll find out. Hey, that's what we call a 15.
Wow.
Holy shit!
Oh, you got that.
Do you just win? Are you the GM now?
That's what it says here, yeah. Okay, what do I pick from my list? I'm gonna say let's say take something from them and
Their dignity?
create an opportunity for your allies. So I think maybe with the like perfect drop by Manny, with getting me just in the right place, I'm gonna finally try and just sink this sword blade into one of its beady chicken lizard eyes. Get it half blinded.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You-
take
you
its
definitely-
vision.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you create an opportunity for your allies. What does that opportunity look like? Just
I think it might like try to like curl up and like protect itself a little from the just like very bad pain that it's in. More than rampaging this time, it's like, oh, I'm actually injured.
Right.
So it might react a little differently.
okay. Yeah, and the force of the blow probably knocks it to the ground. Like you achieve what you're trying to do before, and then some. Like
Mhm.
by taking out its eye, so it's on the ground and it's flailing. And then
Right. I did
Manny-
not resist or avoid its blows though, so
Right, so
so
the
yeah.
two of you trade blows.
it fell on top of you.
that's very cool. I'm into that. Yeah, I'll take a little afraid for that. That's pretty reasonable, I think.
Yeah, because you're being smothered and like suddenly there's no light anymore, and it's
Right.
really hot.
Yeah, my sword is like stuck in like its socket, and she's just like, oh crud.
You hear sizzling and Manny, you see from above. We get like your view of this
Right,
chicken
just,
lizard.
like hovering around.
Yeah, collapsing, and you're like, wow, that was cool. And like sort of pans out, and Sun Wukong is like next to you on his little cloud. Oh hey,
Whoa. Where'd
Good
you
job.
come from? It's not important.
well China and well
Not the
Originally.
time. The creature goes falling. Manny looks down.
So we done,
Flawless!
or-
Zoom, like dive bombs.
Oh, I guess we're done talking. Okay.
Abs utterly useless.
Rodasi, Tanvi, you two are talking and like planning and like sort of we get like this
And then it
Wingdings
just
font of your exchange and like and then we get this big boom like you probably like the panel shows like both of you like getting knocked up in the air like an inch or two.
Yeah,
yeah.
shockwave, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, 100%. All right.
Divi-Sean's still like standing there waiting to be told what to do.
Oh my god.
Useless.
God, I don't know what to do with him in this situation. Oh, all right. We have to. So I guess I just look at them. So the plan is space. Like, I guess that's where it's going. All right, Sean.
First, it goes to the suburb.
I need you. No, gosh, I like grab one of them, like put them right in front of my fucking face. I go, all right, your job is to go and find, you just split up and find everybody else, every other hero that's in this battle right now. We need all of them to help us push this thing out of here.
As you're talking, like Sean's face gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and like Tanvi, you just see more and more Sean's like merging out of this one, and this one keeps getting a little Kai.
That means like I'm uncomfortable. It just starts moving away.
It's only about like a foot and a half tall now.
Oh,
What is happening?
A little swarm of Divi-Sean like jump off the side of this wall.
Yeah.
All right.
Some of them don't make it.
they're lighter, so
They Christian the others.
Oh god.
This is all very
Ooh.
weird. I don't know what's happening over here.
Oh, I actually do. Sorry, I know it's taken me a while to figure
It's like, do
out
you
an
want to go to
interesting
like
plan.
the Circle K after this?
But what we should do? Okay, so I think what because I think I know what Rodasi can do that has to do with like what Fliodhas kind of like inspired her to be. Is we're gonna chop it up, mince it into meat. Do not worry about the blood. I'll take care of the blood. And Rodasi's gonna try and like she's gonna fly into it,
Cool.
and like she's like flying around and she's like exerting her power to try and catch all of the acid blood and just have it like orbit around her. So it's like just slice it up. I'll drag all the blood to me and we're just gonna send that shit out into space. Like we'll I'm gonna just take it out. So
I
Don't
think Tanvi
worry
yells
about
out like, "Use the blood against it, maybe."
it's from inside.
Good point.
Does the,
We don't know.
does
if
the
it's
blood
resistant.
work?
To clarify, this is like an inhuman kaiju, right? It's not
Yeah.
like a person who was turned into a kaiju.
You
or
have
anything.
no
It
information.
better not be.
Oh my god, that did not cross my mind at
Uh-oh.
all.
You have zero information on that. Y'all came in hot.
Yeah, I guess. we
Tanvi's
do.
just gonna continue.
It also
on.
came in hot, to be fair.
To be fair,
No,
Tanvi
it
is
was
continuing
here,
on.
and it was hot when you came here. I don't think that's the same as it coming in hot.
nobody knows. Nobody. That's the thing. Nobody knows where this thing came
I was
from.
just trying.
Unless
to take
y'all
a
do
stroll.
not want to chop this thing up.
No, Tanvi's like,
I
chop
was
it up.
thinking about touchstones and tone and
Well, that's why I'm really just thinking about it as like a big monster. So if that feels out of place, no worries.
I mean, okay. I think like, what if we say this is like Manny's internal dialogue, like wondering, and then this is the perfect time to prove Manny was right, and like sort of the onomatopoeia.
I'm
of the
gonna
moans.
jump with you. Manny's dive bombing down and he's like panicking, like what's going on? Like we don't even know what this thing is or where it came from.
Mhm.
I'm gonna use my new doom sign.
Yeah.
Dark visions. So his thought bubbles suddenly turn like shadowy black, and his eyes like glow like weird goopy. Like there's a goopy aura that kind of goes around his head, like Spidey sense, but like
Oh yeah,
globular.
yeah,
Uh,
like symbiote spider sense.
I think that's what it looks like. So Dark Visions is mark your doom track to have a vision about the situation at hand.
Mhm.
After the vision, ask the GM a question. They will answer it honestly.
Perfect.
So that'll set you up to do whatever you're about to do.
So you're gonna ask me a question?
I have a vision about the situation at hand first.
Oh, you have vision. Okay,
And
first.
then I ask you a question.
I mean, feel free to make it a useful vision.
Yeah. You saw Mr. Menace going and getting Duncan. It's weird because there's
That's where
only
he
one
was.
Duncan on the West Coast. And, useful vision to the current moment.
I mean, you were gonna reveal something about the origin of
Right.
this monster.
No, yeah. I mean, no, yeah. You just see, you see, sort of you see downtown, like before all this shit happened, and you see a black van, like with black tinted windows, no plates on it, pull up, doesn't park, just stops like at a red light. The side of the van opens up, and a kid gets pushed out, and this kid is like screaming and crying, and then like sort of writhing in pain. The door of the van closes, this van drives off. Some woman like comes up and tries to help, like, are you okay? Were your parents? All this stuff. And like the kid looks up and his eyes are like bulging out of his head. And they've got big old green eyes. And he's like screaming, and like the woman gets scared, she stumbles back, and then this kid gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and like we get that slow transformation into this big old kaiju.
Yeah.
And like this is like maybe a 10-ish-year-old kid that you saw.
Yeah.
Woof.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And then like that, like sort of we see you as you're dive bombing, like, and then if astute readers like to go back, the moaning of this thing, it's moaning like, mommy, help me, in like really long, protracted. Like
That's
in the individual
cool.
panels, you can't tell because it's just the same letter over and over. But if you looked at it, if you lined them up,
If you lined it up, right,
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good, Kevin.
that's good. That's good. Some Uzumaki shit. Yeah. So as he's dive bombing, the question I have is, what is this kid's name?
Wow.
Very good.
Sammy.
Okay. So he sees like all of this, right? The eyes go big, and then we get kind of the like globby. The panels are drawn like the kind of gloopy
Mhm.
aura on the outlines, and we see like that all of that stuff kind of flash back in the panels,
Mhm.
and then it clears back into Manny's face, who's like shakes his head and like, oh, okay, I'm about to hit the ground, like skids.
Yeah.
I will mark my doom track again to gain a power, inhuman might, which I do not have, to lift the kaiju up.
Yeah.
To let Fliodhas out.
Perfect.
Uh,
Well,
Nice.
suddenly fresh air and sunlight and all those good things that you had missed for so long here down in the dark. You lost track of time. Started creating your new
Nice.
reality in the darkness.
Oh right, yeah. So I definitely am like pulling myself out from under there and be like, you know, just like my fur is like matted down with the acid blood.
Yeah.
It's been flowing out on me.
Your shirt is like, you know, it's in tatter. You're gonna need a new community service.
Yeah, yeah.
And Manny's in war form, so he looks down at you like,
Are you okay?
You should see the other guy.
That's the thing. We're fighting the wrong person.
What?
Manny like kind of helps you scooch out a little bit, and he like starts to lower the kaiju. I'm gonna mark my doom track again to activate another power.
How many
Telepathy.
how many doom tracks do you have left?
2 more boxes on this round,
Okay.
and then I have 3 more doom signs to take.
Okay.
That's good.
So
So
15.
yeah, you've got some rope.
I got room, right? But I'm gonna activate telepathy. So as he's like holding the kaiju, I want to kind of parallel the way that the scene with Lila was drawn,
Mhm.
where he's like kind of gently embracing the creature.
Mhm.
So like he's kind of like wraps his giant like bat monster arms around its neck
Mhm.
while it's bleeding.
Mhm.
And in the kid's mind says, "Sammy, my name's Manny.
I didn't realize that parallel. Yeah.
It's okay. I'm here to help you.
Mhm.
I know you're scared. I know you didn't choose this. I know you didn't want to be a monster. But you're not alone. I can help you if you let me."
I think the visualization of this on the page, so it's not just black with like text, is like it is like black panel, but like drawn in the middle is Sammy and his like human form in like his pajamas, like sort of huddled up in a ball. Manny, in your mind's eye, are you still like your pre-transformed self? Is that like how you image yourself in your mind and present to Sammy, or do you present as common thoughts?
That's a good question.
Like that's like a Simon question. I don't think Manny can decide. I think
No.
that's-
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he sees himself. I think he's drawn half and half.
Oh, like the classic like Spider-Man when he has the Spidey
Yeah,
sense kind of thing.
it's the
Oh,
half
yeah.
like half mask, half Peter Parker,
Yeah.
right? So he's drawn so that half of him is the Bat and half of him is pre-transformation kid.
That's juicy. Okay, I want to.
Yeah, and it's real anime shit, right? Where the two of
Yeah.
them are like standing
Yeah, just in this
in
void.
the void. Yeah.
Perfect setup. I want to circle back to that real quick. Rodasi, Tanvi, you see this happening. Sort of, you see Divi-Sean going all around talking to everybody.
Yeah.
Like one of them comes up to Fliodhas and is like, "Hey, meet over there."
Yeah. I kind of wanted to maybe throw a little fuel on the fire on the flames. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Hey.
I
And then you just threw it away.
need you to know where I was at the start. It's just for you. So I think like Rodasi is just like, we have to. She's angry. She's like, I need to be a hero. Like, this is all what's going on. So she's just like, this is a big monster and we have to fucking stop it. So I think like while Manny is trying to comfort like the mind of this monster, I want like Rodasi to just start attacking it.
Yeah,
know?
because you don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know.
And that's just what's on her mind. She's like, I'm gonna start fucking attacking this thing.
TV
Yeah.
Kid's still attacking it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
Mr.
Tanvi
Mr. Menace is
is
still attacking.
also encouraging this because she's just I just said that we should use the acid blood. She's just like, I don't know what's happening over there, but Fliodhas was just under this thing. We
Yeah.
need to take this thing down before it destroys the rest of the city.
There's like a juxtaposition of just like all of us hurting it, like I think like actively
Yeah.
hurting it with like the conversation
Yeah.
inside.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
it's like panel to panel of it, kind of
Or like an
one of us-
outline
Sort
of
of
like what's
the
going
The
on
void has
outside.
like
yeah.
the very Call of Duty when you're getting shot, the red like
Yeah,
kind of
right.
borders or whatever.
I love that imagery that you Rue, of like it's the outline of the kaiju, but then the little
Mhm.
kid inside. And it's
Yeah.
like, the kaiju's like just huge, and the kid is like in pain or something.
Or like
you know?
these void panels or whatever are all like the panels actually the size of the kaiju. Like it's all
Yeah.
this-
Oh
Like,
yeah,
shaped
yeah.
like
That's the
it.
shape. That's so cool.
It's real
Yeah.
awkward for the layout person, but worth it.
Oh, this is
The
like we
writers
told the layout.
insisted.
The
We
layout
told
person is
layout artist-
really earning their pay.
Yeah, it's like, have fun with this. Who cares? And they're like, all right.
Right.
Nice.
Fliodhas, do you just dig in?
I think it sort of depends on how long what Manny is doing takes. I'm assuming
Okay.
that it's in like, psychic fast motion, right?
Yeah, it's like imperceptible.
So I'm probably still getting up
Okay.
as you're finishing up your conversation.
Gotcha. I think in like this sort of shot we see this little dot of somebody flying in from the distance. It's sort of clearly orbital, like returning to the scene, just far away. So they are impending, like, on arrival. Manny, who are you? Don't, please, no, don't hurt me.
I don't want to. Everyone else I know is really scared. Because honestly, you're acting scary. But I know that you don't mean to. I know something's wrong. I know someone did this to you. Someone made you like this. I saw it. And we're gonna find what happened. We're gonna make the people responsible pay. But right now, your fear is hurting other people. I know so much about that. I've hurt so many people the last week alone. People I love. People who love me. And that scares me so much, more than anything else, more than anything anyone sees me as. I want to help you. Because I know what it's like. Will you let me help you?
And I think, like, for the purpose of this, there's like a little bit of back and forth of like, I'm scared, I don't want to hurt anybody, they're hurting me, and like sort of we go over that like for play reasons, and like eventually they concede and like they want help, like ultimately, regardless of whether they're scared or they're hurt, whatever, like they're desperate for help.
Right.
And like you're the closest thing to an adult here for them in relation to them, so like they're going to trust you, and like you in sort of this context have not hurt them and like are reaching out and being compassionate.
Right. In the background, I was rolling to comfort or support. I got an 8, which is a hit. So on a hit, they hear you and mark potential, clear, condition, or shift labels if they open up to you. There's no potential to mark. There's no labels to shift. So the kid gets to clear condition. Villains and NPCs in general always try to clear conditions.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he's definitely going to clear angry.
Okay.
That's good.
What does that look like on the outside?
Think there's no more lasers coming out of its face. Out of the remaining eyeball, there's no more lasers coming out of there, and like it's thrashing in like more in less to like hit anybody and more like I've been hit and like it's like I've been hit, so I'm gonna move, and like instinctually, and like it's very much like sort of curling into himself, on the outside, like much more in a like sort of almost fetal position, very vulnerable, like tucking into a ball. Mr. Menace yells like, "We've got him on the
ropes."
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ropes. That's what I'm looking for.
I think there's a moment where, like, because this is happening at the speed of thought.
Yeah.
Manny like sees that this is happening, and like steps out of the brain realm for a second, and like looks back up at everyone else in like still in Bat War form, while holding the kaiju, and like roars up at everyone.
Stop! It's not what you think. It's just a kid. It's just a scared kid.
Fliodhas looks super shocked, and she's like, "It's what?" And we see like a dramatic, like her sword boom, hitting the ground.
Right.
I think Tanvi is like in the middle of trying to yell at Manny to get out. Like she's like, "Get the hell!" And then like it's cut off when I'm sure your voice booms way louder than hers would. And I think like a bunch of the rock structures become destabilized as it like hits her, especially because she was taking like originally like a pretty aggressive role, and then even here kind of like encouraging the attack. I think it just everything destabilizes really fast.
Mhm. I think Mr. Menace like goes and like sort of is obviously gonna do like the 90s action hero thing and not give a shit, and like goes to attack, but like suddenly gets a pebble through the fucking brain,
Holy crud.
and like it's like chips and like fucking computer parts that come out the other side instead of like gut.
Right.
Oh
And
my
then he gets like he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Cyborg.
Holy shit!
Woo! He's shutting down for the day.
A little blue screen.
We have to do this every once in a while. It's fine.
Yeah, I think like
And then like progressively
next
we see like this chicken lizard kaiju like getting smaller, and like we don't get like the Hulk shrinking thing, but like the crater it's in, like it's obviously smaller than the crater like where it was. It's like progressively with each panel.
And Flois is like having an existential crisis. Like she's sort of like sunk down to her knees and is just like looking at her like acid blood covered hand, just going, no, it can't. But, and I am gonna suffer a public humiliation and switch from legendary to worthless.
It's happening.
It's
It's
happening.
happening.
We're doing it.
holy shit.
Yeah. This would be the moment.
Yeah. That's rough, buddy.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh.
And Sun Wukong lands and like sort of almost uncharacteristically recognizes like the temperament, the tempo of the situation, and like remains like quiet and doesn't mouth off, doesn't crack any jokes. And Jin is gonna show up and he's like sort of directing a bunch of like the support, like the emergency services people around and things, like to do what they do. And sort of we get this I think we pan over to Rodasi and like sort of what does Rodasi look like in this moment?
She's also, I mean, I think she's entirely taken aback.
Mhm.
And is just like looking out to Manny, and looking at kind of everybody else, and is like, shit. Yeah, I don't. She's not feeling good.
Yeah.
I think is the idea.
We like hold on you for a panel, and then like sort of this shadow like comes over you, like the silhouette from above, obviously. And Zenny is here.
Yeah, of course she is.
Yeah. The orbital has arrived on the scene,
Uh-huh.
sort of floating down in a very Superman-esque way, like sort of standing very straight, good posture.
Yeah.
All that has the wind on her side. Very aesthetic. Floating down, touches down on the ground, looks at you, says so many things without saying anything.
Oh my god. She has yet to say a word to me, I think. No, she was mad at me on the phone.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus. I think.
And then
I
looks
think-
over to like Fliodhas and Manny.
Yeah.
Good work. Assuming, and sort of like sees the kaiju getting smaller, and then becomes like the scales start to go away, like the green feathers start to go away, starts to take a little bit more of a humanoid form. Those who are impatient and jump a couple pages will see it turns back into little Sammy who's gonna be missing an eye and an arm.
Dang, yep. No, that's the right choice.
Yep. Sort of in a sort of being taken care of by medics, like by super medics. That makes sense to have. Thank you. I sort of looking at Rodasi. Looking at Rodasi, at least is still wearing the community service club shirt. Can't remember who else is, but assume you're all with Chavez. Shouldn't be here. We'll talk about that later. Sort of looking around, like very lamenting all the damage. Thank you. Just gonna leave it at that, and like Slur goes to handle things.
I think we hear a bark of like bitter laughter from Floas at being thanked for this. And then there's just a loud like crack sound. And we get a panel where she has just crushed her hoof down onto the sword and cracked it in half.
Tanvi, reaction shot.
Your master-crafted blade.
I know, I'm sorry.
It's like between a couple of options with Tanvi. So I think
Kick
this
rocks.
is like really she's just kicking rocks. I think this is really broken something in her like idea of what it is to be a hero. I was gonna have her maybe just walk off entirely, but I think
Good.
she might still do that. But I think in the moment I don't even think she registers what's happening with Floas. She's just kind of muttering to herself, and she's like, we used the information that we had. We knew, this is all we knew. We didn't know that there was, being a hero is doing what you know with the info. And like, she's just kind of like trying to find some sense to like what's happening. And then she like, I think the last bit you see of Tanvi is she's like, I don't think I'm cut out for this, and just kind of is like turning. Doesn't really show if she like just turns and walks away entirely, but that is kind of like the last shot of her.
This is like a heavy thing. This is like probably the heaviest thing as heroes you've dealt with, you know, and y'all dealt with some pretty heavy things as heroes. Where do you go to like decom? Like individually or together? Either way. Like, what's it look like when y'all want to like let out this frustration or the sadness or what have you?
We've never really had a hangout spot,
Yeah.
I don't think. Because we're
We've
always
talked about
meeting
that
up
before.
at places. We never like go somewhere to like
Yeah.
chill.
Y'all have like for the most part, like when shit gets heavy, y'all tend to go within yourselves and like kind of go off.
I think it's interesting if we go somewhere collectively.
Yeah.
Unless one of us wouldn't, right? Like if Tanvi is like, I need to be by myself, then he can do that. That's totally cool. I wonder if it's like a skate park or something. Like somewhere that's kind of like out of the way, but
What if it's I really like skate park. What if it like viewers at not viewers at home, readers from earlier issues would know that like this is maybe like our first place where we did like a community service thing.
oh, the wharf,
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
right? Where we did the blood drive and the
Yeah.
the fight
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the beach. It's
like a
on the
little
beach
place
by
on
the wharf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little skate park and there's like
There's like a little skate park, and then
behind
there's like
it.
the bodybuilders,
A basketball
workout gym.
court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. There's the Ferris wheel on the pier.
Yeah, and I think Bambi is not with y'all at the moment.
Nice. Yeah, I think we see maybe Manny is like sort of gently leading Floas by the hand, and she's just kind of
Yeah.
like still half in shock. All of her sense tendrils are just like hanging like they're dead, you know, on her face. And she just has like the, you know, very like dark cloud over her art style.
Manny, what do you look like on the beach here?
I think he's got his hood up and his ears poking through. He's in like regular boy bat form. He's got his arms folded and he's like looking out at the water. It's like twilight, right? Or dusk.
Mhm.
So the sun's kind of reflecting off the waves. The sun's setting over it too, because it's the West Coast. Right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Maybe it looks like an eye dribbling something into the water.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Um, and so he's like looking out at that, and then he turns around to look back at the rest of the team. You know, we didn't know. We didn't ask questions. We just saw something causing suffering and we did something. But if there's anything I've learned, and he touches the bullet wound, which is still, like, there's still the bullet hole in his hoodie. He touches, he kind of
Nice.
rubs his finger around that. There's a lot of people that will shoot first and ask questions later when they see something they don't understand. And I don't ever want to be one of them.
I think I might take that the wrong way and mark
Yeah.
hopeless.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And like, I don't think she even says anything. We just see like one of her fists like clenched really hard on the ground, and her shoulders just slump a little bit more. And there's some of the like weird sand that sort of like is like accumulating off of her tendrils. That how she cries, but it's all like very silent and contained.
Yeah.
Let's see, did you join them on the beach?
I did join them, and I think Rodasi's also been like very quiet. I think she's like she's like sitting next to Fliodhas, but like a little distant. Kind of like there's like I guess like kind of like a noticeable distance between them. And she kind of she like reaches out, like kind of puts a hand between the two of them, and it's like, I mean, hope. Being a hero is hard. And I think like kind of leans over and looks at Manny and goes, and kind of I think it's like a silent panel as well, but there's just like a pained look, kind of in response to what you said.
Was Sean invited?
Was Sean fighting?
Invited.
Invited. Explicitly invited? Because I also feel like we almost like just saunter, like you just kind of, not saunter, that's the wrong word. We just kind of
Sulked off.
Sulked,
Yeah.
yeah, sulked off.
Yeah,
here.
yeah. I feel like maybe not, just to make it less complicated.
If they were there, they wouldn't like they'd catch the drift, I think. But like,
Mhm.
yeah, if they're not, then they're not. I think we sort of get a behind the back sort of panel of you against the sunset, and then we see that same sunset wherever Tanvi is. Tanvi, where do you go after the fight?
She's in some like abandoned area. I'm thinking she returned back to wherever it was that she was kind of left behind by Turnabout when they split. So I'm imagining it's like some place maybe where they were like in the middle of a job and she was just kind of left, and she's just like standing up against a wall, has like a beer in her hand, a nondescript bottle in her hand,
Duels.
and just like with her head like tilted back, and she's like, shit villain, shit hero. Oh, why did I have these powers? And it's just like, yeah, she's just kind of like, maybe like even having a panel of just like playing out the last time that she was here, as she like kind of thought bubbles come over. I don't think she's like saying any more out loud, but just as she like goes over the things of like, I know I don't want to be a villain anymore, but it keeps catching up with me. That felt like what it felt like before, doing things impulsively, and I don't know, that felt right, and it was the wrong thing, and I keep being in the wrong position, going in the wrong direction. Being a hero is supposed to be different, and it's not. I keep on making mistakes. I don't know. What am I supposed to do? I think that comes out as like a thought bubble, and then she also like says it out loud.
Yeah.
Oh, can I pitch an idea that like, so wherever you're in, like maybe it's like a burned out wreckage of a bank or something, is that you're standing there and you're seeing ghostly, like thin, desaturated outlines of yourself, like doing the different actions in the job, or like scoping the joint out or whatever, as the little like editors boxes are appearing, the little square narration boxes over each of those points, and then the last one is your speech bubble, as it's like your family circusing your way through the through the flashback.
Yeah.
I think at the very end there, we see like a little text vibration. Sort of, we see you checking your phone, and like sort of in the corner, like that very TV style. Like we see it's just, we don't see what the actual text is, but we just see it's from, and like a little bird emoji. And then the next following panels are going to be showing like the aftermath of the other people involved in there. It's going to be, we show Sean like sort of in their car, just driving and driving in circles by themselves. Radio's not on or anything. It's just Sean, the singular Sean. And then we see Mr. Menace on like an operating table. Like the face is on the side in a dish and like being operated on, like sort of the computer being reassembled. TV Kid is sitting at a bar having a drink alone. And Sun and Jin are together, sort of commiserating, like sort of talking, like very, like clearly on campus, on the Ellis Tech Institute campus. Very like all clean, straight lines, white and grays and stuff. And then like sort of like probably even talking to a counselor of some sort. And then we see Rodasi's older sister, Orbital, in their apartment, sort of like just curled up on her bed, just sobbing. And we see Turnabout just floating some rocks around. And then we cut to like bright Chavez school, like school bell rings, class is starting. It's Manny in science class. He's sat down, he's early, everybody's getting settled. And then sort of a couple of minutes pass by, a couple panels, everybody's still talking. Mr. Koh is not there. Door opens, Mr. Fox comes in, sort of sets down a bag. You all know me. You all are some of my classes. Some of you are in the play. I'm gonna be taking over for Mr. Koa for the remainder of the school year. It seems.
What?
Uh,
Why?
Mr. Koa is no longer with us. No longer with the school.
Oh,
Yeah, Manny's like hands on desk, like standing up. Like, what? You can't do that. That's not.
Mr. Moreno, it wasn't my decision. I just work here. It's
Right.
yeah. He's like trying to sympathize. but he's
Manny's like realizing, like, oh shit, I'm throwing the. This is
Yeah.
the wrong. Right.
and like
Like, he
that's
just sits
where-
down and like holds his arms and is like looking out the window.
right, looking at like where Mr. Koa's parking spot is.
Yes.
Where his
Yes.
car would be.
Where his
otherwise.
car would be. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is the end of issue 17.
16.
16.
Woo!
All right.
15 part 2.
His jellyfish car.
It was a jellyfish drive, like a Cyan XB.
PT Cruiser.
with the wood paneling on the side. And with that, we come to our traditional, everyone's favorite little chibi heads breakdown of the session, end of session turns, where we ask everybody how they feel. Let's start with Tanvi. Tanvi, how do you feel at the end of the session? Did you grow close to the team? Did you grow into your own image of yourself, or did you grow away from the team?
Oh, Tanvi grew away from the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Explain why you feel
feels
detached.
She feels
Season
like
for
shit.
it.
Yeah, I honestly think it's more that of like a personal feeling that she's like, I shouldn't be a part of this team. Like, I made bad decisions and jumped into things, and
Would you say that's maybe growing into your image of yourself more?
I did
Because that's
consider
more like,
that.
because your end monologue, it was a lot more of you having
Yeah,
problems with yourself, and not like it wasn't a team thing. It was a
yeah.
you
It's
thing.
not like
Yeah.
I thought everyone else.
Yeah,
did
nobody like
bad.
spurned you there. Nobody like sort of made you feel bad or anything. Nobody scolded you.
Okay, yeah. In that case, then I think it's that I, what is it? Turn into myself.
Yeah, grow into your own self. Yourself.
Yeah. For
You
same
shift-
the same reasons.
You shift one label up and one down.
Ooh, let's see.
If you keep making mistakes and causing problems, maybe your danger goes up.
Yeah.
So you see yourself as a threat,
Yeah.
and not necessarily in a good way.
Yeah, maybe your
Yeah.
superior goes down because you're not thinking of yourself.
You're not
as
a
better.
hero, right?
Yeah. Would it be savior or
So
superior?
it might
or
be savior, honestly,
I think
because
it's
you're not.
Yeah.
You didn't protect.
Yeah.
You
I
might
think,
not see yourself as a protector.
Yeah, I think she's very specifically like, I don't think this is what. I thought I did what a hero was supposed to, and it was wrong.
Right.
I don't think I know how to do it. Yeah.
Rodasi, how you feeling? You're muted.
You're muted.
For once, it's not me. Good fuck.
Oh, my muted still?
You
Not
were.
anymore.
Now you're not.
Okay, cool. Just checking. I know things ended rough, but I do think I want to say she's grown closer to the team. Kind of like, well, I mean, I think both Manny and Fliodhas, I think both were like, hey, we know what's going on with you, and we need you to be there. And I think that was I think that was like very necessary. And then even at the end, kind of seeing both of them vulnerable, like seeing like Fliodhas like vulnerable, being like I'm just completely destroyed by her actions, and Manny being like, yeah, we gotta be better. I think is like a lot of what she needs and has been thinking, and is like, I think it's like, because she's always like, I need to be a leader, and this time she like really kind of failed as a leader, and it's like, oh, my friends are going through things that I'm going through, we're all in this together, is I think in like and because the worst possible outcome happened, she's like, okay, we're miserable together is kind of like a big thing for her right now. So
Thanks, George.
I want to can I give it to both of you, because I really feel like the two of you and I already I mean, that's the thing, is I already have influence on both Fliodhas and Manny. So
one of us will shift one of your labels, the other one will
Yeah,
shift
it really comes down to whoever you want.
Yeah. See, Viditya, I'm running this game. It system matters to me, so pick one.
Well, now I want to do two.
Run your own masks game.
I think for the sake of, because last session, Manny and I had a lot going on, I want to kind of push the connection between Fliodhas and Lucy here.
Oh, how socialist of you.
Yeah. What did I do?
These small comments. So you push my labels? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
you
honestly,
give influence, and since you already have it, you shift labels.
From the things that I saw you do, and like from the way that I interacted with you, I might actually do like your savior up and your danger down. Because like you weren't being threatening, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I need you to like contain this problem,
No, that's
not
good.
to do anything that's attacking.
Wait,
my
if you grow
savior
closer to
is
the team, you give influence to the character that made you welcome and clear condition or mark potential.
Yeah, but I already. I give influence, not.
Yeah, you give influence to that character,
Sorry,
and then you
do
clear
already-
a condition or mark potential.
Do you have influence over me? Alex?
Do I? Good question.
I think you do.
Okay, I think I probably do. I'm looking. I have like the two different sheets, and it's very confusing.
On your sheet,
I do. Yes.
Yeah.
So
according
you would
to
still
one of them.
shift my.
Yeah, you would
Cool.
shift.
Yeah. I'll do
my
your. I'll
my
do
savior
your-
is 3, so it would.
I think I think tactical is more superior.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's do superior.
So my
then.
danger up, my superior down.
No, other way around.
Other way around.
Danger
Oh, yeah,
down,
yeah,
superior
sorry.
up, because you were the
yeah.
leader. You
Yeah,
were like
that makes
directing
sense.
people.
Yeah, you weren't being the
And
hitter.
then, what is it?
in my mind.
Clear condition or mark potential.
And the part where you were doing that, I was stuck under a monster head, so I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna grow farther away from the team and remove influence from Tanvi. Because I broke your beautiful sword that you made me.
Yeah, that's good.
That's very good.
The visual there.
Yeah. I gotta do it for the drama.
Manny, how you feeling?
Manny is gonna go with what he said at the end of the session, that people will see you as a monster without seeing the person underneath, and he took that to heart with dealing with Sammy. So I think Manny is gonna be shifting his savior up because he sees himself as like the protector in that situation, and I think mundane down. It's like he knows he's a monster. He knows he's gonna be weird. That doesn't mean that he has to be what people expect that to look like.
Nice.
But he's not like, I'm not a kid in this moment. I'm never gonna be a regular kid as much as I might want to. So that's what I did.
With that, after the letters to the editor, which we don't traditionally do because nobody reads those. Everybody just skips those. Instead of the alternate covers this week, we have one more page, like a very Marvel-esque after credit scene, in which we see Lila in a hospital, sort of holding her
Ooh.
dad's hand as his sort of heart monitor, very faint, is beeping away.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's all, folks.
What? What?
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to all my players, well, 3 of them, and
Which one of us is so mid?
It's Viditya.
It's gotta be.
did we not do intros?
That was
I
the
don't
bit.
think
We did not do intros this week.
Oh,
Well,
I
let's
forgot
have
about
everybody introduce themselves.
You got this far. Who the hell are these people?
Yeah, this was your first episode. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Like, you picked a fucking baller
That's
episode to
a-
come in on.
that's a
Yeah.
wild one. If you got
A
through the
baller
first 10
too.
minutes, you had a great time.
You gotta go.
I think it was more like 15 or 20.
We really just didn't stop.
Well, producer, who are you? Where can we
It's me. Hello, everyone. I'm Rue. My pronouns are she, her. I was Tanvi. You can find me on Twitter at CherryDrop, and you can find all the things that I do on there as well. Itch page, other places I produce, all that stuff.
Viditya, who are you this week?
I'm Viditya, and I will continue to be him this week. We'll see what's happening next time. You can find me online at Viditya Voleti, everywhere, social medias, and vidityavoleti.itch.io. You can buy my games. That's mostly what I'm doing right now. Yeah.
Simon, who are you? Where can we find you?
Hi, I'm Simon. You can find me on Twitter at Lucha Libris. I write and publish tabletop role-playing games at colorspergames.itch.io. I am a voice actor for the queer sci-fi and fantasy audio drama The Penumbra Podcast. If you want to hear yourself represented in stories, that's at The Penumbra Pod on Twitter, thepενумbrapodcast.com. I'm also on the Clock app now, so if you're on TikTok and you're interested in board game and tabletop RPG content, I'm trying to make some of that stuff over there. That's Color Spray Games on the Clock.
Alex, where can people find you?
Hi everyone, I'm Alex Guerrero. You can find me on Twitter at A Fractal Dragon, and I design games at fractaldragon.itch.io. You can also hear one of my games, Dragon Hearts. It's currently being played on the Gaming for Trans Rights tabletop podcast, and that's GTRTPcast on Twitter. They are a super fun group of folks, and I strongly recommend their podcast playthrough of it. It's extremely cool. There's like too many cool things to even say. There's a living library. It's awesome. So go check that one out. They currently have 2 episodes out. I think they're going to be 4 or 5, including an interview with me where we talk about the game. So
Ooh.
yeah.
An interview with the author.
I'll put
And
the
I have
name.
been your editor-in-chief, Kevin Thien Nguyen. My pronouns are currently he, him. You can find my games over at winconditions.com, such as Brosagata Doc, everybody's favorite alternative to thirsty sword lesbians, according to the comment sections on Twitter or on TikTok. You know. And if you're looking for me, you can find me on LinkedIn /knit_knack. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. Looks like we're going to be rating our friend So Many Games. If you want to stick around and show some support for a good friend of the channel, we would really appreciate it.
Finish
Yeah.
LinkedIn really knit_knack. It better not be.
We'll
I'm
find
gonna
out
say that
soon.
on stream.
It
Huh?
is not ready to raid yet.
Oh,
I
did he go?
we're gone.
We're
Yeah.
done.
Yes.
No, it's not fucking fucking